Hello, ladies. Welcome back to the show. Okay, super excited to dive into today's episode. We are going full-blown pep talk style. We're going to talk about this very common obstacle that is holding you back. This is a mindset shift that you need to make. So let's dive right in and roll the intro. What's up, you guys? You're listening to the podcast It's All About Balance with me, Hillary Downey. On this show, I'll teach you how to ditch fad dieting once and for all so you can quit gaining and losing the same weight over and over again. Forget extreme diets that deprive you and don't work. With macro counting, you can learn how to lose weight eating the food you love. Pizza, cookies, and wine, it's all on the table. But we don't just talk about diet around here. We'll cover fitness, mindset, lifestyle habits, all of the important topics I had to address in my own 100-pound weight loss journey that you'll need to reach your goals as well. You deserve to look and feel your best, and I'm so excited to walk beside you and show you how. It's time to unlearn what you've been taught about weight loss and discover that it's truly all about balance. So let's go. You guys, happy Monday. Okay, so let's just catch up really quickly before we dive in. So number one, for my ladies watching on YouTube with me, if you see me moving around a lot, I am going to try to control these hands. Okay, I promise. I realized when I did the intro, I was like, woohoo. Okay, I'm going to try and control them. I am standing. I'm at my standing desk and I normally sit to record audio. I'm trying something new. I just feel like this urge with the fall season to just switch it up and try new things, which is another episode for another day. Hint, hint. But I'm standing. And so if I'm like moving around a little bit, I'm going to try and contain myself. But I am like on this whole YouTube video thing. I've gotten so much amazing feedback from you guys that you're like, I just like watching along. I like feeling like I'm sitting across from you, having coffee with you. Cheers, you guys. And that is exactly why I've decided to take this approach of doing some of the episodes with the video. So if you see me moving around, that is what's going on. Okay. Second note, we took a little hiatus from both the YouTube and the podcast last week because just pull this out here. Surprise! I'm a married woman. I am a married woman. Funny enough, you guys. So we eloped. Funny enough, I actually recorded an episode ahead of my wedding last week to make sure that I had something for Monday for like, I knew I was going to be gone, but it was a holiday. Number one, I recorded this episode and I was like, I want to put this out, but I think I'm going to save it for like one of those weeks where I have something else going on or whatever. So I didn't end up posting it. Monday was Labor Day. I always get Labor Day and Memorial Day confused. Labor Day. And so I was like, no one's going to be listening anyways. Everybody's doing stuff with their family. So we're just going to take a little hiatus. But funny enough, whenever I do end up putting that episode out for you guys, it's going to be really funny because the intro, I'm like, okay, you guys don't know this yet, but surprise, I'm getting married in a couple days. But by the time this episode airs, I will be married. And like, this might be the first time y'all are hearing it. So it's super funny because now I don't know if I'm going to cut that part or just leave it and be like, okay, well, obviously it's been a while now. But anyways, if this is your first time hearing it, we eloped and I am so freaking happy that we did this. You guys did not warn me about like how like time consuming and like energy suck like wedding planning is. And so we totally decided to do it our way, which was the best way, and just have our parents and the boys there. It was so special. It was like so perfect. And if you haven't seen the pictures on Instagram, our photographer, Nikki, she's one of my best friends. She did our photos, and you guys, it's like, I was like, I wanted to feel like people were there. She absolutely crushed it out of the park. Like everybody that has said something about the pictures has been like, I feel like I was there. Like it's telling the story, which is exactly what she did. They're so good. Oh my gosh. So we are so happy, you guys. We are settling into our little newlywed life, and Dave is slowly moving his stuff, which is also an update for another day, because if you've been following along with this distance relationship that I've been in for the last 3 years, he lives 2.5 hours away. And this whole time we were like, we're going to just keep our little separate lives and be together when we're together. Because truthfully, we are together a good chunk of the time. even with that distance. And so yeah, I'll just let you guys know he's actually moving. It's football season right now and he officiates football. So because that takes up his Mondays, Thursdays, Fridays, this is just going to happen slowly. But by Christmas time, he'll pretty much be here in this new house that we got. I'm so excited. The boys are so happy. And this was a super fun decision to elope, to move, all the fun things. So there's just like a small little life update. And I'm super excited because part of us eloping was that we want to have a big party and celebrate with our friends and family. So we're planning this absolutely fabulous weekend in Fayetteville, which is where he lives, which is like my second home, where my parents are from, where like all of his friends are. And we're planning this fabulous weekend party that has something like every day. And it's just going to be such a good time to celebrate, but we get to like skip past the like, I'm not good with standing up in front of people and having everybody watch me. I don't like, surprisingly enough, I know like for my job, sometimes people are like, what? I feel like, like the way you talk all the time, you're on video all the time, but like something about a crowd is not my vibe at all. Like if you see me do public speaking, just know I'm not loving it. So anyways, okay. I had to give this update. If you have not heard, that's the news. I am a married woman. My last name has changed. If you look for me on Facebook, it's different now. Officially Hillary Carver. So super exciting. And I want to talk to you guys today about something because I'm feeling the energetics on this lately. And this is one thing that I was sharing with you guys when I started doing the video part of this, that I was like, I really want to start doing my podcast episodes based on what I'm feeling in the moment. So used to, I would record the episodes ahead of time. They would come out. And I obviously like, I liked the podcast. You guys love the podcast. It's so heavily downloaded. If like you guys are always messaging me to tell me the episodes, just that you love it so much. And so obviously that was working, but in some ways for me personally, what you guys might not have realized is that the episodes that y'all love the most are literally the ones that I did like very improv. They aren't the ones that I sat down and planned out and scripted. They're the ones where I came at you like full-blown coach mode, where I'm just like, let's just hit the topics. Like, let's just go. So a whole part of this transition into let's do video. Let's like have this little coffee chat together and turn the podcast into something that feels more real and authentic in the moment of what I'm feeling from you guys, what I'm seeing from my clients and my community members. What are the topics that are coming up? What is it that you guys are struggling with? What is it that you guys need to hear? And I want to start doing my episodes very improv based off of that so that I can give you what you need in the moment. So we're going to talk about what I can tell that a lot of you ladies need in this moment. And this has to do with believing that you are not capable of achieving the transformation that you desire. Now, I'm going to grab my phone really quick because yesterday on stories, I actually posted, and so many of you guys shared. I love them so much. Maybe I'll read a few really quick. But yesterday I posted on stories, and what I said, and I've done this before, and so I love doing this. What I said is that I wanted you to get really honest with yourself for a second. So if you didn't see this on my stories, you can do this for yourself right now. Get really honest with yourself for a second, okay? I want you to remove all judgment. I want you to remove all fear, which is very difficult for you guys. I know, same with me. And I don't want you to play it small. And I don't want you to let your mind bully you into what seems achievable, what seems realistic. And I want you to not hold back with thoughts of, well, that's just not possible for me or my life, okay? And you don't have to answer like all of these things, but I like more so like what comes to the surface, like automatically, like almost subconsciously, what comes first to top of mind. And the question is this that I asked you guys: if you were to fully own your dream transformation, how exactly would you want to be, look, act, and feel? Okay. So take a second if you want to pause and like think about this for yourself. Like at first, knee-jerk reaction, gut instinct, no holding back, no like, oh, well, this, I want to say abs, but I just don't think that's possible for me. Genetics, right? Like, no, unhinged. What would you want for yourself? How would you feel? What would your body look like? What would your habits look like? How would you act? Who would you be? What would you look like? Okay. And I said that I was going to share with you guys why this is so important. And that's exactly what this episode is for. Okay. And I'm going to read some of y'all's responses here in just a second. This is the thing, whether it's your last 10 pounds, whether it's your first 10 pounds and you have 100 pounds to go. Okay. Whether you're trying to build lean muscle, whether you just want to feel energized and strong in your own skin, whether you want to have a better relationship with yourself where you say you're going to do something and you actually do it and you trust yourself. I know so many of you guys want these big things, like deep down, like deep in your heart and soul, you want these things, but you struggle with feeling like those kinds of like huge changes are not within your reach. And you look at Instagram and you see the befores and afters and you start to think like, well, maybe that level of success like is just for a chosen few. They have it all together. They have the resources, the money, the time, the genetics, the whatever. They can dedicate their lives to health and fitness. I want you to know, we're going to just unpack this a little bit. I'm here to tell you this is completely untrue. For my own transformation and for the experience that I have having coached thousands of women from all different walks of life, from all different levels of resources and capabilities and genetics and families and histories, I am here to tell you that it is completely untrue. Those drastic, I'm talking drastic, inspiring transformations are absolutely possible for every single woman, including you, absolutely you, okay? But way too often, way too often, our limiting beliefs about what our bodies are capable of becoming or who we are capable of becoming, our habits, our beliefs around it are the biggest roadblock to our success. It's almost like our mind bullies us a little bit. And so I just want to unpack really quickly for you guys some of the things that I see, like the most common reasons why women undermine their ability to completely transform their body. And I want you to like pick out, recognize which one is yours. Because the reason I'm going to bring all of these to light is you can't change this if you don't address it, if you don't figure out which one is yours, okay? And there may be a couple. Do not get me wrong. I'm here to tell you, as somebody who did this transformation herself, I had a pretty good list of limiting beliefs. So maybe there's a lot of things for you to unpack here. Maybe there's several things for you to work on. But before you can, get past this, it's so important for you to get clear about what it is so that if you recognize it, okay, then you can uproot those beliefs, okay? And you can change your thoughts with empowering thoughts about your potential so that you can actually reach it. Okay. The number one that I see hold women back, just number one, is genetics. I hear it all the time. This is believing that weight loss, muscle gain, looking fit, toned is not possible for you, predetermined by your family history. And as somebody who, this was mine, so I say this is the number one I hear, this was definitely mine. I just believed, looking around, that like I was not capable of having a fit body. I didn't really have in my family, I did not have a lot of examples of people who were super fit and active and healthy. And I'm talking about the level of transformation that I wanted for myself. Okay. So I'm not talking about like just a reason, but like I wanted to transform into a really fit, healthy, strong, lean woman. And I just did not have an example of that. Hello, you guys know my story with mom and her story of her fad dieting and constantly battling her weight her entire life. And that was my example. So I very much had this belief that those were the footsteps I was meant to follow in. I could not transform and have this body that I dreamed of. I didn't have proof of it. And this is the one that I see women say the most. Well, it's my genetics. Or they're looking at what other women's progress is and they're like, well, their genetics are allowing for them to have that transformation. So this is number one. Number two, busy schedules. This might be in line with number one, actually. So hold on. Maybe we're going to put these both at the top. Okay. Busy schedules. If there is one thing that I hear over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, it is thinking that you don't have the time for your transformation, that you don't have the time to put into the health habits that will get you the transformation that you're looking for, like cooking, like working out, like meal prepping, like self-care. Okay. You don't have time. And let me tell you, as a busy babe woman, okay, who is constantly booked and busy, I also understand this one. I totally understand this one. Now, I will say at the beginning of my transformation, I didn't have this one as much. I didn't experience this one until a little later down the road when I became a full-time student who was starting her business and a single mom of 2 toddlers. Then I really did start to understand this one. But now I feel it. Like I literally just filled out my calendar and I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel it, you guys. And so I know how easy it is to have this limiting belief that your busy schedule, your time, your commitments, taking care of like everybody else's stuff, like that is the reason that you'll never have the transformation. Number 3, lack of willpower. Also very close to the top for the things that I see the most holding women back. Well, I just don't stay motivated long enough. This is like doubting your ability to stick to a plan long term or have the discipline to pass up temptations or stay consistent, right? This one, I know so many of you are raising your hand on this one. The limiting belief, like this is truly believing that you just don't have the willpower. You just can't be disciplined. Other people can. You see other people doing it. But for you, it is not possible. You can't stick to a plan. And even if you can't stick to it long enough to get the results or keep the results. And lack of willpower is easily one that will believing that you have lack of willpower is easily one that will hold you back in this transformational journey. Okay. Age, this is up there with genetics too. Okay. This is really that belief that, breakthroughs just aren't possible after a certain age or lifespan milestone. It's menopause, it's 40s, it's after having kids, it's in your 50s, it's in your 60s. And I have more testimonials and proof for women in their 40s plus than anything. So when I hear this one, I'm always like, I totally get it. Like I 100% know that there's a narrative out there on social media and in the world that you cannot have the transformation after you're, once you hit the marker of 40, it's done. Oh my gosh, like the transformations I have for my clients that are like 40. I literally just had one of my 10-week transformation coaching clients. I was reading through her check-in to send her feedback, coaching feedback that I send to my clients. And she is in a size 8, which she has not worn since college. She's 40. She too, at one time believed genetics, body, age, all of it. It was not possible for her. So I know I sit in a different seat with this one when I say that I see that you ladies believe this, but I also have seen the proof and the testimonial over and over again that age is, the reason, that the certain milestones are the reason. And I'm here to tell you it's not true. Okay, past failures, letting those unsuccessful attempts at dieting, at losing weight in the past undermine your future self. Okay, this is one of those things where you're kind of like a ball and chain, like you're shackling yourself to all the failed past attempts. And oftentimes with this one, what I see is most women just aren't even conscious of how much this one is sabotaging them. The idea that you are not going to be able to do it this time because you have all this proof for how you failed so many times before, especially if you had like a pretty good transformation, a pretty good weight loss, and then you lost the weight, but then you gained it back. I really see that one. It's almost like that one just almost guts you a little bit. But shackling yourself to your past attempts is easily, hands down, the quickest way to never get to where you want to be. If you hold on to that too much, you'll never get to where you want to be. Okay, comparison is definitely another one. Feeling intimidated by other women's success and amazing transformations, whether it's your coworker, your best friend, a family member, somebody on social media, comparing their transformation and comparing yourself to their transformation you'll oftentimes undermine your own ability. It's like you see the belief as possible for them. And oftentimes ladies just get into such a comparison mode. Well, she did it in 3 months and I'm 3 months in and I've barely done anything, right? This thought process will keep you stuck as well. Fear of failure. This is another big one. And I'll say as a coach, I definitely am very surprised at how much this one I used to be very surprised at how much this one pops up. Now I see it a lot more and a lot more clearly. But what I'm surprised about is how many women don't realize that they have fear of failure sabotaging them and holding them back. That this limiting belief is what is actually keeping them stuck, is that they're just afraid to fail. And this kind of goes in line with this idea of those past failures where you're like, oh, I'm just so like, I've done this so many times and I don't want to fall on my face again in front of everybody, even if it's just your significant other or even yourself, like letting yourself down. Oftentimes, the fear of failure of letting yourself down and that discomfort will keep you from making forward progress on your journey. You literally will sabotage your efforts and your, progress because you are afraid of failing. And this one I see pop up where women will lose a little weight and they'll get nervous and like, oh my gosh, like now I have something to lose. Like I've started to get this train rolling, but what if I mess it all up? And then they'll sabotage themselves. It's wild. It's wild, but it happens all the time. Also, fear of success. And this is more so the one where I see women just not even know that they are doing it. But some women are actually afraid of succeeding. You can say all day long, no, I want to succeed. I do. I really do. I want abs. I want to feel as lean as I possibly can. I want to have these health habits and, get in clothes that I feel good in. But actually, there's fear around succeeding with that because you might be seen. It might change your relationships. Somebody might judge you for it. Your significant other might resent you for it. Oh, we're talking about some tough topics here. This is real life. This is real life. Some women are afraid. They say they want to lose the weight. They know deep down they do, but they're afraid to succeed for how others might judge them, for how others might perceive them, for how it might change their relationships. And also the fear around, well, now I have to uphold this. It's safe. It's comfortable to stay stuck in this body. I don't have to work for it. I don't have to do much for it. I can just stay here. Comfort zone, totally. But if I get the transformation and I change my habits and I change who I am, I'm gonna have to uphold that. I'm gonna have to keep doing these things. I'm not talking about logging your food forever, okay? We all know that we don't have to log our food for the rest of our lives to transform or to keep our transformation and dream body. I'm just talking about upholding the health habits and the status of living in this leaner, healthier, more confident body. There's fear around succeeding and having to keep it going. That goes with mental blocks as well, negative thought patterns, internal dialogues that are sometimes hard to even recognize. And that's what I'm saying with this fear of success. It's sometimes women just swear they want the transformation. I want it so bad, I'd do anything for it. But then they'll turn around and they'll sabotage themselves in little ways that aren't even recognizable to them. Lack of support is another one. And this is a tough one for me as a coach because I see so many women feel so alone in their journey and especially feeling like their support systems, their environment doesn't get it, doesn't understand and isn't on the same page with them. This is exactly why I have a coaching program. This is exactly why I have a membership community so that women don't feel alone. So that, if you don't have that in your house, at your work, in your life, you've got it with us. That's exactly why I do what I do. But so many women truly will keep themselves from seeing the success that they want because they just don't feel like they have the support to get there and to, continue it and keep it going. And then the last thing is undervaluing yourself and being honestly just overly critical and not believing that you deserve it. This one kills me the most. Like, y'all know, hello, it's in the opener of the show. You deserve to look and feel your best. But so many women don't believe that about themselves. You guys, what? So many women don't believe that they deserve to feel hot, to feel confident, to feel lean, to feel energized, to feel healthy, to feel happy. Happy. So many women don't believe they deserve that. It blows my mind. It breaks my heart, and then it blows my mind, and then it breaks my heart again. And I'm on a mission to change this because every woman deserves to look and feel her best. Facts, freaking facts, you guys. So here's the deal with this topic and why I'm bringing this up to you. You got to change it. You got to. You already know what I'm about to say about the mindset side of this, but let me go off real quick in case you're new to me. Hello. In case you haven't heard me say this before, or in case you've heard it a million times and you need to hear it again, it doesn't matter if you know how to hit your macro targets. It doesn't matter if you know that exercising and moving your body is important. It doesn't matter if you engage in regular self-care. That's only like half of the puzzle. It's half. The other half is your mindset. It's your mindset. And so many women are searching desperately for answers. Download this meal plan, download this workout plan, start this program, blah, 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 blah. And then they're frustrated because they aren't any further along, but they haven't addressed what's going on up here in their head, in their mindset. You've got to take a deep breath, and we've got to address the mindset. And today's mindset that I need you guys to work on is to stop doubting your potential. Stop believing that your best body is not in reach, that it's genetics, it's age, it's all these things we just talked about. Which one is yours? Pick it out of what I just talked about. Bullet point list. Which one do you struggle with? Which one is holding you back? And you're going to have to sit with this one a little bit, and you're going to have to start doing the work on transforming your mindset around this. This is why our programs are so built around mindset. Don't just have a degree in nutrition, guys. I have a degree in psychology. And this matters because this is the missing piece to the puzzle for so many women. Now, there's some women, they've got all this figured out, and that's freaking awesome. Hello, I want to study your brain. How do you have this all figured out? Okay, the rest of us over here are dealing with dieting trauma. Okay, we watched our moms diet our whole lives. We watched the old school dieting, oh my gosh, this meme thing or not, reel popped up, TikTok popped up about like 90s culture of like shaming women's bodies. Okay. That's what we lived through. Okay. We've lived through so many quote unquote failed attempts. We've lived through a lot. And so for those of us who have lived through a lot and need to work on the mindset side, that's what I'm here for. That's literally what I'm here for. Okay. So if you're feeling frustrated that you keep trying these diets and you keep trying these exercise programs and you're not really getting anywhere, or you get somewhere and then you slide back, it's time to address your mindset. It's time to start working on it. Okay. So this is one that I need you to be aware of and start addressing, is this doubting your potential. Because if you don't believe that you can do it, if you don't believe that you can do it, you won't. Your brain will sabotage. Your brain will keep you stuck in your comfort zone. So it all begins with addressing which one and beginning to believe. Now, this is what we do inside of our programs. This is what we do inside of coaching, is we unravel this stuff. We go hard on it because it doesn't matter. Again, if you know what to do, but you don't actually do it because you're holding yourself back, because you don't believe in your potential. And I'm going to go ahead and include in the show notes some options for you if you are listening to this and you are like, I need more specific help with this, whether you come into our membership or you come into 10-week transformation coaching, or you want to grab our mindset training, Train Your Brain for Fat Loss, which you can buy a la carte right now. It's in the show notes. And you know that you need to start working on this. It's time. It's time. You don't need to download another free thing. You got to start working on your mindset. We've got to. And here's the thing. I'm going to end with this. Okay. If I had not believed that I could do it, I'd know that I wouldn't have. And in the beginning, because I struggled with all the things that I just listed to you guys, in the beginning, I didn't like really believe just yet, I had to kind of fake it until I make it. But what I knew was that I could not continue to say, well, I've had kids now, so it's done. Well, nobody in my family is fit and healthy, so it's done. Well, I'm on a limited budget as a single income family, so I can't do it. Well, I'm busy. I don't have time, so I can't. Like, I had to stop all of that. I had to stop telling myself that. I knew enough to know that I had to stop telling myself that. And I'm here to walk beside you and guide you through the transformation that you are 100% capable of, 100% within your reach, 100%. But you're going to have to stop telling yourself these things. You're going to have to get rid of these limited beliefs. They're untrue. They're untrue. So once you address which ones you struggle with, we got to work on rewiring it. We got to work on changing it. And I want you to sit with this one today. And I want you to catch yourself when these start popping up. I want you to remember my words that your best body is within your reach. And the way that you're going to reach it is to stop telling yourself these things, to stop believing them, even if you have to fake it until you make it. Okay? I believe 100% in you guys. I want to just share really quickly some of these answers because they're so good. I was like teary-eyed reading through these because, okay, so for reference, again, the question was, I'm clicking stuff that I don't need to be. So the question was, if you were to fully own your dream transformation, and I know you guys are going to resonate with these, how exactly would you want to be, look, act, and feel? Okay. Confident and energized. I would be at peace, 50 pounds down and toned, be more social and date again, and be confident. Ooh, goosebumps. Full body goosebumps. I love that so much. I would show my daughter the best example for health, happiness, and confidence. Confident no matter what I put on and not trying to hide parts of my body with loose clothing. Who can relate to that one? I love that one. Joyful, healthy, glowing skin. It radiates. Hot and desirable, no shame. Y'all know I love that. Yes. Fit, like the workouts I do actually translate into results. Yes. Confidence in my body and in myself, control over my emotional eating, have abs and obliques. I love it. There's so many more. Those are just like some of the top ones. They're so good. And what I want you guys to know while we take our time here to think about this and stew on this is it's 100% possible. Somebody with all the obstacles that I listed to you did these things, and that means that you can do them too. You can 100% have the transformation that you want to have, but you got to start working on rewiring these limiting beliefs. And it really begins with being conscious of which one you struggle with. So that is your task for today. And again, you guys, if you need more support in this, if just listening to it is not enough, you need the support of this. I've dropped the links into the notes for mindset training or coaching or membership where you can really get in with me and let me help you through this. Let's work through this together in a supportive environment where we overcome these things and you get the transformation of your dreams. Because I know you guys can do it. And I can't wait to see your hottest bods walking around, taking up space in this world. And you guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one here. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of It's All About Balance. And if you did enjoy today's show, make sure that you're subscribed so that you never miss a new episode. If you have not already, please connect with me on social media. I absolutely love meeting you guys and getting to know you. I will drop the links to my social in the show notes as well as our website. And I will see you guys next time.